Brinca! Hold on, let me go get my headphones. I don't really need them, right? I'm not having anybody today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another show this week. It's special Thanksgiving week. And without further ado, I want to welcome you to Nachin and Friends and wish you a great holiday season starting since this week. You know, after Turkey Day, Tamal Day, whatever you grubbed on, I think it's only right to set the mood in the right direction. We've been through a lot this whole year. 2020 was definitely a test for all of us in so many ways. And those that have been able to still continue the journey, I mean, we're blessed to be here. And those that have left us, well, que Dios los bendiga. This week, big news. Maradona left us. He died. The whole world was crying because he was an icon. He was an idol. He did so much for soccer. And with that, we say Maradona para siempre. I'm Nachin, your host. This week, we're not going to have Charlie on because he's been experiencing some internet issues, and so have I, so we're not going to be able to connect. However, I wanted to come on board and do the show and possibly upload it all night long, and hopefully it comes out tomorrow, Saturday, on your YouTube channel. Subscribe if you're browsing through this. Every week, we try to bring you a different show with different topics, different ideas. This week, well, it's been a little kind of crazy. A lot of things going on in the world. One of the things is that cannabis, mota, it's going to be approved to be consumed in El DF, empezando. They actually had the propuesta and they're going to be voting on this December 2020th. But experts say that due to the money behind it, the government has really instigated itself to put in a position where they can actually be the ones that are going to be the suppliers, distributors, and the ones making all the money. And at the same time, providing something for their community that already consumes it. To me, well, you know, it's no brainer. It's a moneymaker. So with that being said, I mean, it's going to shift everything. It's going to change a whole cultural aspect. It's really going to bring attention to the times that we're living today. If you really look around us, mota, weed, as you want to call it, is everywhere. It's like we're living the 60s again. And it's another, I guess, another cycle of life that's bringing us to this. But in Mexico, it's been tabooed for so many years, but in so many other places, it's not. For instance, in Sinaloa, weed started there from the Chinese immigrants that came back in the day to work in the railroad tracks, and they actually migrated back to Mexico, and they stayed there in Sinaloa, and they were the ones that brought the original seeds. So I guess, you know, from there, because of the climate, it just started, you know, escalating to the point where, you know, somebody started creating different types of weeds, and it became what it is now. If you guys, gals, have watched Narcos, you see the history behind it. It's Caro Quintero, the one that develops the perfect weed. And Caro Quintero actually made the first weed that didn't have any seeds. So he created the perfect weed at that time, and from then on, the influence has been major, and now it's exploding in Los Angeles. As you guys can see, there's a shop every corner, and you can buy it easily. You can obtain it legally, but you know, that's the case. Nowadays, we are living in different times, and a time where there's a hustle for everything. And with that being said, you know, there's hustles here, there's hustles there. I want to actually thank and really, really take this moment to thank our friends at Can't Beat LA on Instagram. They send us this beautiful sweatshirt. As you guys can see, their own unique design. I'm going to go here on the front so you guys can see how it looks. And I'm going to lower my headphones as I'm at it. Oh, my little style, right? Basically, you guys can see the back. Check it out. Beautiful piece. Can't Beat LA on Instagram. Follow them. Get their stuff. It's stuff that is done with heart. It's stuff that's done with today's hustle. Today's pandemic times has really brought out the best in us. I think it has created different avenues for different people. Reinvented our minds. Reinvented the way we see the world. The way we play in the world. And there's one of our friends that came through and gave us this beautiful sweatshirt. Can't Beat LA. Check them out. Get a piece of your own. LeBron is wearing it, and I'm not flossing. I'm just saying the facts. I'm blessed to be wearing this today. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody up to date that has been following the show since we started, Charlie and I. and other guests that have been on. Thank them as well. And the people that have made this possible, people that have contributed to the show to make it a better quality show. I want to thank them, family members. You guys have been there through thick and thin. And that's what I wanted to make the show more about this week. More than anything, being grateful about everything that has happened thus far in your journey, whatever it may be, good or bad, whatever you may be going through, the beginning, middle, or end of a storm. You're going to realize that as you get through it, you become wiser, you become a little bit more alert, and a little bit more alert with being yourself in life and not really cheating yourself out of being happy and being honest. So I guess with that being said, this show is really about us being grateful, being humble, and being good enough to accept the good and the bad, but take the good out of the bad. And just like I said, like when you make lemonade, making that perfect match of sourness with sweetness that you just enjoy it. So I wanted to say that and really talk about briefly about the topic. I really want to bring it up with my producer Charlie next week, if God allows us. But the whole topic this week was going to be about the monolith. It's a monument that they actually found in Utah, in the middle of the desert. Nobody knew what it was. It was all over the news this week. If you guys can, just Google it and you'll see it here on YouTube. It's the Utah monolith. And a lot of people were scared of it. It happened because the park rangers were actually patrolling the whole area in a helicopter. And they noticed this thing just standing up, right? And it was like a beam of light. Look what it looked like, aluminum. So they got down. They didn't give the coordinates right away so people wouldn't go and risk their life to go see it. Oh, what is it? But they actually went down and they analyzed it. And the only thing they said to the news media is that, you know what, it's something we don't comprehend yet, but probably it was an artist. Okay, so that's what it was. Days went by. Then people started going, like the guys that do the show, Diesel Brothers, right? I don't know if you guys seen them. It's some two brothers that build badass trucks online and they give them away. Well, they went on their own helicopter and they show how it is. And they realized that after analyzing it, after feeling it, it wasn't an alien. It wasn't something that brought it down and put it there on Earth so we can be like, oh man, we're going through a transition. What's next? You know, we're going to get invaded. Is this a key to unlock something else? Well, it turns out that it was just a monument from an artist. And at the end, the news concluded that it was an artist that's trying to be famous, or he might be famous, but he was trying to make a point. And he did, or she did. They don't know yet, but hopefully this coming week we find out what it is. And I guess the idea with this whole thing, you know, artists being themselves, people realizing they can be themselves, not necessarily being an artist, but that you can do so many things. Like, for instance, if you want to go out and do a hobby and turn it into a business, do it. I think 2020 has taught us that we must be grateful for being alive, from breathing, for having our own inner voice. But I think with that, you got to squeeze that out of yourself and come out triumphant. Really come out and really project what you feel inside is needed for you to be happy. Whether it's doing a career change, whether it's taking the steps to being in a better place. Remember, it takes one step to begin a walk. So you got to start somewhere. And if these times have taught us anything, is to be resilient, to be grateful, and more than anything, to be passionate. Go after what you love. Do it. Don't dim your light. Don't stay away from it. This week, I wanted to do the show one way or another. My internet is not working that well, but like I said, I'm going to try to upload this overnight, and hopefully it does, so you guys can watch it and perhaps get something out of it, or if not, at least entertain yourselves with something that is alternative thinking, alternative entertainment, which I call my craft, which is being real and really talking about reality of life and not dressing it up with BS, trying to get likes, trying to get follows. No, more about having a conversation about things that happen in my world and might pertain to yours, or you might get a little piece of it and apply it to yours if it helps, because that's my ultimate purpose, to provide something that's positive, something that gives you a nutrient to your mind, to your life, and to your soul. And I'm not prophesizing or saying that I'm a prophet or anything like that. No, I'm just saying that I'm an individual that has taken the time to really, I guess, digest and dive into this world called the wild digital world. And I want to bring you a show every week that's passionate and it's worthwhile. This week, like I said, we're going to talk about alien life, but unfortunately, our producer is down, and our other guests, it was a holiday. They're eating too much. But nonetheless, I wanted to come to you and really connect with you on a one-on-one level and, just speak my mind in different things. But one of the things that I wanted to portray, and more than anything, is the idea that it's okay to be yourself nowadays, whatever you may be. But don't be afraid to be you. And I guess that's the ultimate message I want to say in this video is go after what you love. Do it with faith in your heart. And God, the universe, all the elements that surround us that we cannot control will come together for a purpose. And you'll see that the more you believe in your purpose, the more you believe in a higher power, the more things start appearing for you. And the more you stay away from negative people, the more you stay away from negative talk to yourself about others, just not bringing that energy into your world, you're going to realize that the world is going to be in your mind, in your being, and whatever you experience, a much better place. So I invite you to do that. Try to be brave enough to break out of that human conditioning that has holding you back. It's been holding you for years. That's been holding you because of what others may say. Try to do what you love. And try to do it at least once so you can experience it and you won't die empty-handed. One thing this whole pandemic has taught us about being inside, being more careful, is that we must be aware of the fact that life is a pretty short journey. So make the best of it by not hurting others, by being a good individual, somebody that brings out the best and shows the best. And when he or she walks into a place, you really feel like you're at that light, that beacon of light. So with that being said, I want to thank you for watching my shows, everything that I try to bring you. I might not be where I would want to bring you something more complete, but trust me, I'm walking towards that end. To me, that's my way of feeding this passion. Thank you so much. Please share and like my comments, my videos, and comment on them. And in the future, be on the lookout. I'm working on a piece that's going to be about the homeless situation here in California. And I want to bring you something that is going to make us live in reality. Something that's going to make us really, I guess, human, no? Because I think we adapt to the bubble that everything is okay when it's not. We walk around and we see homeless. We blame them for doing drugs. We blame this. We blame that. But I guess nobody has the answer except just being you, being a person that has a good heart within. And if you can, help those that you can, whether it's $1 or not. But realize that we're all in this journey together called life. And without further ado, I don't want to bore you anymore, and I don't want you to think that I'm crazy, that I talk about a lot of stuff and nothing. But more than anything, I want to have a conversation on a weekly basis with you. So subscribe and come back next week. I promise you a good show with a lot of information, current news, current events, great topics, and you never know what might pop up. I like to do alternative thinking. I like to do alternative content. And one of the things that I'm passionate about is the unspoken language of taboos. So next week we'll be talking about taboos. Do vampires exist? Things like that. And really talk about what's going on in the world. Hope you can join me. Thank you so much. I'm your host, Nachingon. Next week we'll have our producer Charlie come back. Thank you, Charlie. And thank you for watching. And once again, I'm grateful for being here and being able to deliver my energy to you. Be about that. Deliver your energy to the world, and that flame in you won't fail you. Thank you so much. Gracias. And gracias to Can't Beat LA. Badass sweatshirt. I'm going to wear it for the rest of my days. God bless you all. We out.